Welcome back to my channel. And if you like me, you love the outdoors. And if you also like me, you like to save money. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to save money for the camping season. To all the people who are new to my page, this is People Under the Stars. My name is EJ, and this page goes out to anybody who's camping, backpacking, hiking, or just love the outdoors in general. If you want to save some money on your camping excursions this year, then this is the right place. So to start off, seasons are changing, winter is over, and as you know it, the return of bugs. And if you like me, I don't like bugs either. So to help myself get prepared for the bug season, I like to use bug spray and permethrin for my clothing and for my gear. And so I'm going to show you a neat little trick on how to save money for the rest of your camping season. Let's get started. So how do I do it, you say? Well, first of all, how many of you people actually go out and buy money and spend money on this Sawyer product right here? I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. It does do what it's supposed to do. But I only have one little problem with it. It costs about $20. And for $20, I think I can do a little bit better than what they're giving me for the amount that they're giving me for. All right. So I came up with another plan, and I came up with an easier way. What if I can just buy the main ingredient and mix it and dilute myself? So what have I been doing? Well, for the last 3 years, I've been buying my own permethrin. What is this stuff, you say? This is permethrin. Martin's permethrin. 13.3%. As you can see, this is the purest form of permethrin you can get on the market. Where did I get it from? Country Max store. Any store that sells you farm and tractor supply stores. For example, Farm and Tractor Supply Co. or Country Max. I went down and I found the same exact stuff that they use on farm animals that you can just buy for yourself and dilute it, and you have the same exact product. So what's the difference, you say? Well, one is diluted, one isn't. Guess what I did? So in the Sawyer bottle, there's about what, 0.5%, 0.5% permethrin in each bottle. And if you do the math, if you read the instructions on the back of this thing, you're probably only going to use about maybe an ounce and a half per 1 gallon of water. So if you do the mix right, you can make your own soya permethrin, and you don't have to keep spending $20 per bottle. As you see, I've been using this thing pretty heavily, and it's more than halfway gone, and I've had it for 3 years. And I've probably done my clothes like, I don't know, including my family's clothes 4 or 5 times this season. So every time we go camping, I'll treat our clothes and our gear with this permethrin. The same bottle lasts me for the last 3 years. And just think about that. Because I only spent about $15 for this bottle, and I've been diluting it myself. So imagine how much I've been saving. What's the trick, you say? It's not that hard. All you need is some water and some permethrin. Literally. I take my gallon of water and I'll fill up a bucket, or what I like to use a taller bucket because I like to dunk my clothes in it. I'll take this bucket of water, I'll pour it in, and then I'll take this permethrin and I'll squeeze up to, if y'all can see it right here, I'll squeeze up to an ounce and a half of fluid. Ounce and a half. And if you like me, I just like to put just a little bit, splash a little bit more on the top of that, just for my own safety, my own peace of mind, as you say. I'll take that ounce and a half and I'll pour that ounce and a half into my bucket. After that, you give it a little swish, slosh it around a bunch, and there you go. Voila, you have your own soy permethrin. So, how do I treat my clothes, you ask? Well, first of all, if you have pets, specifically cats, this stuff is harmful to your cats if you didn't already know that. So what you want to do is try not to douse yourself in too much of this stuff. And if you do, give yourself time to dry off before you come in contact with animals, because you can kill your cat. Just FYI. Um, and of course, I always wear gloves. I wear 2 sets of gloves just because if one set of gloves breaks, then I'm still not getting it on my skin. Um, it's not too crazy when you do have skin contact, but you want to limit as much as you can. So all I do, since this is already a pre-made batch, and then this is like a rule of camping anyway, when you're going out, um, you're supposed to tuck your socks, you're supposed to tuck your pants into your socks, and you're supposed to tuck your shirt into your pants. So when you're out, if you were to pick up some kind of creepy crawlies or something, um, in way of contact, the creepy crawler would just start at your pants or your socks and work its way up to one of your exposed areas. And if you're covered in permethrin from head to toe, then you have no reason to be worried about anything trying to creep up on you. So with this premix, I'll show you what I do. Actually, I will treat my shirt, my pants, my socks, like I said before, and literally all I really do is I give everything a full dunk. So if you didn't believe it was working before, it's definitely working now, because your whole article of clothing will be saturated in it, inside and out, and all the fibers will be soaked in it. So this will be one of my hoodies, fleece hoodies that I would wear for at nighttime around a campfire. Um, I would soak my hoodie. Again, I would soak my shirt, my pants, my socks, stuff that I'm sitting around a campfire with. And I would also treat my gear, like I said before. I will spray my tent, all the mesh around my tent, like the whole interior of the tent. I will spray my chair, any kind of mesh chair that I had. And I will also spray my backpack. If I was backpacking, I would spray the mesh on the backpack so nothing would like settle um, on my backpack. But you get the point. And I have some videos of me previously doing it before I went to my last subscriber camp. So I will link those into this video when I'm done. And as you see, all I'm doing is squeezing out the extra permethrin from my article of clothing. Right? And now I have a fully treated outer shirt. And I didn't have to use half a spray bottle to treat it either. Some people try to be light with the pepper, and they'll try to pepper the article of clothing, and it just really light. And yo, you can try to save some, but essentially what happens is if you're only using it for you, it works. But if you're trying to treat other people's clothes, you won't have enough. So this is what made me convert to this method, is because I wasn't only treating my clothes, I was also treating my family's clothes. And I was running through 3 bottles, 4 bottles every trip. So instead of doing that every trip, I would just do this, and I have enough left over for the next one. So I'll make like 2 gallons worth of this stuff, and it'll last me for like 3 trips. And then I'll just have to make another 2 gallons of it. And I probably only use like 3 ounces of this stuff, and you get a whole quart. So as I said, I've been using this for 3 years, and I still have the same bottle. I have still yet to buy another bottle, and it's been going strong this whole time. So I definitely recommend you treat your own clothes, for one, and for two, save a little bit of money and put a little elbow grease in and do it yourself, and you'll have a lot better results. So we're gonna start with 1 gallon of water, and I'm just gonna pour the water in there. Doesn't have to be hot or cold. I mean, you got to stick your hands in there, so maybe you want it to be a little warm. And this is just an old bottle I keep around. To do my mixtures, I actually do a couple of mixtures of some homemade remedies around the house, but that's another video. And as far as the permethrin, as you can see, I've been using it. So I've had this bottle for about 2 years. Measurement marks. And it's going to measure out about 1 ounce for every 1 gallon that we're using. So 1 ounce of fluid for every 1 gallon of water. Y'all can see that. And then just splash for my own comfort. But as you see, I didn't use that much. And I'll take you over here so you can see what it looks like. So in my bucket, I put 1 gallon of water and 1 ounce of permethrin. All right. And all I'm going to do is put the top back on, give this a little mix up, and then we'll be ready to go. Mix up with the water. And it's the same color as the stuff you're putting out in that Sawyer bottle. Except now, I got a whole gallon of it instead of 24 ounces. Feel me? I said, do you feel me? Now, what do I do with my clothes, you say? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Because all I do literally is I take my clothes one by one and I give them a dunk. And then I hang them up on wire hangers so that they can air dry. And if the weather's too bad, I'll hang them up inside my garage until I can hang them up outside. And literally, all I'll do is I'll take my clothes and drop them in a solution. Make sure y'all wearing gloves because you don't want this stuff to touch your skin. I'm doubling down because if the inner glove breaks, then I'm still not touching my skin with the product. So all I do after I give it a soak, take your clothes and you wring them out. And you have just successfully treated your clothes. And so now, as far as camping goes, the only clothes I really treat are the clothes that I'm going to keep on while I'm outside. So my socks, my pants, my shirt, and then my backup socks, and then maybe an overshirt. Depends on the weather and where I'm going. But for the most part, that's it. My socks, all I do is wait for them to dry. And I got 100% protected by permethrin. There's my backup socks. Drop those in there. And again, all I'm doing is soaking them, giving them a nice little bath, and then I'm hanging them out to dry. Just that easy. Yep. Take my shirt, drop it in. This is my sun hoodie, so definitely wear this. Give it a couple dunks. Wring it out pretty thorough. And the shirt is fully treated. Inside and out. Put it on the hanger. Let it dry. Take my pants. Same deal. Drop them in. Let them soak. Soak it all up in there. Last but not least, my last shirt. I still gotta pop the tag off of this thing. That's how new it is. Another sun shirt. Drop that in there. I like these sun shirts because they're thin, but they got dual purpose, so I don't have to use suntan lotion, and I could be outside without having to worry about burning myself. And just like that, I just treated all of my clothes that I would wear on a camping trip with permethrin. This is my Durston and my Nemo Moonlight Elite. And this is my Durston Kakawa 55. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take the solution that I made and I'm gonna treat my bag, I'm gonna treat my chair, and I'm gonna treat the mesh screen on my tent. But first, I gotta take my rain fly off. That's why I love this tent. Let's get to it. This is my tent without the rain fly, and I'm going to use my repellent spray to spray my gear. We're gonna start with the chair. And the reason why I do this, y'all, is so that I can kind of have peace of mind when I'm out in the field and I don't have any bugs crawling or living on my chair or trying to crawl and live in my clothes while I'm trying to sit in my chair. And with my bag, I'm only gonna spray the outside, just the mesh area, and then the inside of the hip belts. I'm gonna let that dry. My chair and my bag, and then last but not least, the mesh screen on my tent. So I like to spray the mesh so that after you set up camp, you don't have to worry about the bugs trying to settle on your tent either. You know what I mean? After you set up, it's kind of a peace of mind thing. And you don't have to soak it. Make sure it's not a crazy windy day so it's not blowing all in your face and all in your mouth. And you just have to just mist the mesh. And if you want, you can get a small little microfiber towel and then wipe it down. But I'll let it air dry. And just like that, You just bug proof your tent, your chair, your clothes, and your backpack for less than $20. And I'll just make sure I go around the whole thing and spray all the mesh. And you should have a bug-free time the next time you go out on your trip. Make sure you're doing this when it's not windy, so it's not blowing in your face and not getting in your mouth. You don't want this stuff in your mouth. I got a trip coming up soon, and I'm just trying to get prepared. If I do it now, then I won't have to do it later. And as I said before, if you want to help yourself a little bit more, a little bit extra, more protection, you would spray your peppermint and water mixture around the top of your tent and around your doorways so that you won't get as much spiders and ants that you would normally have when you're out and about. And that's my DIY for basic camping, guys. Hope I saved you guys a little bit of money. Hope you come back for some more DIY tricks. Summer is coming. Be safe. People under the stars, y'all.